And if you need to take a break from all that holiday shopping, step inside Southern Turnings, take a seat, have yourself a nice cup of coffee, and get back at it. Well, this isn't the first time Kylie and her mom have spent Christmas in the hospital, but this year's a little different because Kylie's asking Santa for something extra special.
A new heart.
At Release the Rage, customers can expect to smash, crash, and bash household items, bottles, electronics, and more. Well, like Lorraine said, the moment you've been waiting for. If you don't know about it already, Wild Acres Hands-On Animal Experience is a one-of-a-kind opportunity in McHenry and Stone County. Now, Cody Breland is in studio with us this morning with some very special friends to tell us what they have to offer, like this little guy. Imagine a time when a movie ticket cost you about 50 cents and a gallon of gas even less. While that was decades ago, a walk through the village of Old D'Iberville is a trip down memory lane.
My director, Mike Mullins, wanted to build a Christmas village. And we were sitting there thinking, I asked him what kind and all that, and after a while something went off in my head. I said, what about building Old D'Iberville? He said, well, you think you could do it? I said, I believe if we can get the pictures and all that, maybe.
Ralph Burries, a fifth-generation D'Iberville resident, crafted each reconstruction lining the village from start to finish. With the help of historian Del Greenwell, who gathered photos and information, Burries was able to replicate each structure, including their positioning, almost perfectly.
The craftsmanship and the attention to detail, and this is his vision. Ralph's gift to all of us is this, and this is his legacy. So I'm so proud of him, and I'm thankful for what he's done for our city. To actually be able to visualize what we had here in D'Iberville 100 years ago, it's truly amazing.
These buildings are no longer standing, destroyed over time by hurricanes and even a fire. But there's one thing that's true about the village of Old D'Iberville. It's that memory stands the test of time. Burries says he stepped foot in just about every building he replicated, and that each one holds a special place in his heart.
One of them that I'm really proud of is the old D'Iberville High School. And it was my pleasure to build it because I graduated in 1964. And it actually set right on this same piece of property. And this church here is one of my prides too, because I was christened, baptized in it, first held a communion, and actually married in it.
In D'Iberville, Ashleigh Fortenberry, News 25. The number of men joining the priesthood in the United States has gone down significantly, resulting in a shortage of priests. Father Braxton Nikes, who serves at Our Lady of the Gulf in Bay St. Louis, says despite the shortage, the Diocese of Biloxi has not been impacted.
Look at the state of the Diocese of Biloxi in terms of where we have priests. We don't have any parishes that are really without priests at this time. We do have currently 8 men who are in seminary who are discerning, coming into the priesthood, discerning if God is calling them to be a priest. We have 81 priests here in the Diocese of Biloxi.
In the last 50 years, the number of priests in the United States has decreased by 60%. And that's according to the Georgetown Center for Applied Research in the Apostolate. Now that drop leaves more than 3,500 churches without resident pastors. Father Braxton also serves as the Assistant Vocational Director of the Diocese of Biloxi. He says he believes the declining number of priests represents something bigger than a shortage.
Our Western society has its downfalls in that we live in a very materialistic society, right? And we can just see this as evident in everywhere that we go. And so it can be a challenge for men to discern if God is calling them to the priesthood. It may look like vocations are declining, but the reality is God is still calling men to the priesthood. He's continuing to call, but are they willing to listen?
Deacon Tomasz Porowski says he felt like something was missing in his life when he decided to follow his calling, leave Poland, and move to South Mississippi to continue his journey into priesthood. He says he understands why some people might fear the commitment, but as he nears his ordination at the end of January, he's happy with the path he chose to follow.
It's a very nice and joyful life. You are surrounded by wonderful people, wonderful parishioners, people who need you, who appreciate. They ask you for prayers, they pray with you. From one side, you have your spiritual side and your thoughts and prayer. And from the other side, you have your friends who are having a little different lifestyle.
In Biloxi, Ashleigh Fortenberry, News 25.